May, and if you're a cross stitcher, you know what that means. We're gonna go nuts and stitch all month long. So during FQS Stitch Mania, I'm gonna be stitching on different projects where I stitch a little bit each day. We call it FQS Stitch Mania, and today we're gonna get ready with me and get all prepped for my Maynia journey. Now, I would love for you to follow me on social media so you can see my daily progress, and of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can join me every Wednesday for my FlossTube. So let's get ready with me. So for May 2022, I'm stitching a total of 7 different patterns from 6 different designers. The first one is Summer Home Mystery downloadable PDF by Fat Quarter Shop. The next one is Cut, Press, Sew by Holt. My third pattern is Home is Where the Wreath Is by Stitching with the Housewives. My fourth pattern is Doodles Summer by Heart and Hand. My fifth pattern is Pop of Spring by Bent Creek. My sixth pattern is Spring Awakens. And my seventh pattern is Winter Cometh, and they're both by Summer House Stitch Works. And that's what I have planned for FQS Stitch Mania. So now we can go into detail of each project. This is our 3rd year hosting a mystery pattern release, and this year we're calling it Summer Home. The pattern is a one-time fee when you sign up, and once you sign up starting April 29th, you'll receive an email with the first release. Then May 6th, May 13th, May 20th, and May 27th, you will receive the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th part of the mystery. So order your pattern today. In addition to the PDF, we also have other supplies available. You can either stitch with our Summer Home Classic Colorworks thread pack or the DMC thread pack. For fabric, I'm going to be stitching on the Fabric Flare thin white pine board in 14 count. We have a cute Summer Home mesh project bag to store all your projects, and for your floss, we have floss drops so you can wrap your floss on them. And of course, we also have a floss box to put all your supplies in, and you're going to be ready to go. And now I'm going to start filling out my cross stitch journal with project 1. So what I do is for every year for Stitch Mania, I keep all of my projects in one journal so that I can keep all my journals of Maynia together. So in my journal, I always list the name of the pattern and the designer. I'll put my start date, and then I'll fill in my end date when I finish. My fabric details, including the size, the manufacturer, and the color. I'll put the stitch count and what my finished size should be. And I will always list the flosses I'm using. And over here, as I finish each part, I'll put the number of hours it takes me to do each part. My next project is Cut, Press, Sew by Holt and It's So Emma. And in this one, I'm going to divide it up into 5 parts. Cut, press, sew, quilt, and then the spools. So let's get this in my journal. So I'm going to start this project on May 5th. I'm going to be using DMC floss that I put on the white floss flowers, and I'm going to divide it up into 5 parts using the called for fabric also, which is 25 count Shadow Lugana by Holt. My next pattern is Home is Where the Wreath Is, and this is 4 different patterns, an H, M, and an E, and a wreath. So I'm going to do each of these on one day. And I'm going to use Little Sprout, which is the called for green, but I am going to change the white to bamboo, and I've already taken my fabric and cut it in to the appropriate sizes. So let's put it in my journal. Since each of the pieces finish at 5 inches square, I've cut each piece 9 inches, and I will put my time as I finish each letter. The next pattern I'm doing is Doodles Summer, and if you watch my FlossTube, you'll see that I'm going to be doing all 4 of the different seasons. So this one is summer, and you'll notice that this has a combination of classic colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. Some of the skeins are a little short. That's because I pulled some skeins from my stash before I started. Now let's put it in my journal. Now I've got it in my journal, and on this one I did change the fabric to 25 count Lugana and the color oatmeal. I'm keeping all of the floss the same, and I'll be stitching this in columns. So I'll do like column 1, column 2, and column 3. And this cute pattern comes with a button also. My next project for FQS Stitch May-nia came as a kit. It's called Pop of Spring, and the kit came with the pattern, fabric, and DMC pearl cotton. I've actually never used this thread. It is thicker, and you'll want to join me in my Stitchy Talk in May, where we try a size 24 needle and try out using this thread since I've never tried it before. I'm going to make this pattern just like it comes in the kit, and I'm going to do the left tree one day and the right side on another day. And Bent Creek is going to have 3 more seasons that come out, and I do plan to do all 4 of the seasons. This is just the only one that's out so far. My next project is called Spring Awakens, and when I was at Nashville Needlework Market this year, I saw this sample and I absolutely loved it and decided I have to do it. So the designer is Summer House Stitch Works, and there are 6 different columns, and I'm going to do each column on a different day. And what's great about this pattern is it only uses 3 DMC colors, and I am going to change my fabric because the sample was made on 40 count, which is way too hard for me. I'm going to do it on 14 count. So on Spring Awakens, this is going to be my first time using a hand-dyed fabric. So we picked Fiber on a Whim by Espresso because it's very similar to the model. So I'll be able to give you my review of working on hand dyes on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to do each of these as a column. Should be super easy. Since it's on DMC, I'm just going to go top to bottom. Since the model was stitched on 40 count and I'm stitching on 14 count, my piece is going to be a lot bigger, and it's going to be about 6 1/4 by 8 1/2 inches, so it's going to be nice and big. So my last project is Winter Cometh. It's also by Summer House Stitch Works, and it also has 6 columns and 3 DMC colors, and I'll be using the same cloth I did for the previous one. Now I have my last project in the book, and this is also 2 seasons that are released, and 2 future seasons will also be released, and I do plan on stitching those as well. And this one will also be stitched in 6 columns for 6 different days. I have all my bags together, and once I have everything in my bag and all my thread ready to go, I do put in every bag a pair of scissors, 2 wonder clips to help me hold my fabric as I stitch, and a magnetic needle case with the appropriate needle. All of them have size 26 needles, except Papa Spring has size 24. So I hope you also get ready with me, Kimberly Jolly from FQS FlossTube, and join me for FQS Stitch May-nia. See you there.